Hello and welcome to my Masked Singer Season 14 Care Bears Night recap and review. My name is Masked Singer Homie, content creator and the host of Masked Singer Homie's recap and review podcast, where I talk about TV, music, celebrities, and so much more. If this is your first time tuning into my podcast and you're listening on Spotify, please download the episode and follow the podcast so you don't miss anything. And remember, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching it on there and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything when an upload is on the channel. And remember, you can always follow me on my social media platforms, which is my Instagram at @MaskedSingerHomie and my YouTube channel, which is @MaskedSingerHomie. All of it is available in the thumbnail of this podcast if you're listening on Spotify. So, this week actually, last night it was Care Bears night for the Masked Singer Season 14. We had Pangolin, High Voltage, Pugcasso, and Crane all battling out for the first few spots in the semi-finals. And again, I just loved this episode. I think this year, especially I think in terms of the theme nights, it's been a very good season. And then we had Care Bears, which I think is such a random thing, but at the same time, I loved it because we saw the little bears out. We saw the blue bear, we saw green bear, we got pink bears. It felt like I was some sort of like happy dream or something. I was like, I don't know why, but like I just felt like I was in this like little fantasy dream in my life where there was just like bears going around. Oh yay, we're all happy and happy go lucky. Like I was even thinking to myself, am I on some sort of like happy pill or something? Like I must be on some sort of happy stuff to be this fascinated by Care Bears. Just I don't know. But it was a great episode overall, and of course we had someone getting unmasked. And by the way, I don't know what to do this often, but the judges were complete fools for not connecting the clues together to the person that was eliminated, because it took them literally seconds when he was just about to reveal themselves, it cracked to them. I was just like, it's a bit late for that now, So, but anyways, I think we should just get straight into this. So let's kick off the review, kicking off with Pangolin, and she performed "What a Feeling" by Irina Cara, which is a brilliant song. I love that song so much, and she performed it amazingly. I think for me this was way better than Cyclops did it, aka Jorge Garcia, and even still, he didn't do a bad job of the performance, but this was literally leaps and bounds. Like this felt very close to the original, which I loved, and I thought she performed it absolutely fantastically. I will admit I was a little bit shocked she was in the bottom two, but I had a feeling she would. But still, I thought she performed this. She did this song amazingly, and I'm going with my new guess I said last time, and I'm going with the popular guess of Rachel Platten. Now, for this week, we only had one clue for all the contestants, which was the colossal clue. And if you remember, that was the thing back in last season during the merge episode, where we had someone or something be a clue to them. And her colossal clue was Christina Perri, who was actually on the show a few weeks ago for Twilight Night, where she sang to open the show. And the connection to Christina Perri here is that both of them co-headlined the 2015 Girls Night Out Boys Could Come To tour, which was back in 2015. So again, I think listen to the voice more and connect on the clues more. I'm now confident this is Rachel Platten, and I think she is just. I really want her to be a finalist already this year. I think she's just absolutely unbelievable. I just think she's just like every single performance she's done. And last week when she did Ozzy Osbourne, it was just a breakout moment for her, and just oh my goodness me, it was just an amazing performance. It was just incredible. And again, she absolutely nailed this performance. Like it seems like every single week she just gets better and better. Like it's just wonderful, and I think she performed this song amazingly. Next up, we had the contestant that was eliminated this episode, and that was High Voltage, which, to be honest, I am a little bit sad about because I really liked him throughout this whole season. I thought he's been great, but it was pretty obvious that he would be going. So he did a Bad Day by Daniel Powder, which, by the way, for me, I mentioned that last week. His performance of Black Sabbath was one of his best performances. But for me, this this performance here, I thought was his best one he's done all series. I thought it was just really nice to hear him do a ballad like a lot. Like he did one back in back in his first performance with Everybody Wants to Rule the World, the Lord version. And I thought he really did well with this performance. I thought it was just really nice to hear him do it like a slower song and him to showcase his voice a bit more. It was really nice. I really enjoyed it. But even though I enjoyed it, it was pretty obvious he was going home. And it was revealed to be none other than Alexi Lalas, which, I mean, we all knew it was him. I think a majority of us knew it was him from the start. And can I just say this now? How could the panel be so foolish? Like, it literally took them just for the unmasking, just before the unmasking to happen. And then Jenny was like, "Oh wait, his head's a soccer ball." Like, it's a bit late. It's a little bit too late now to point that out, because you should have pointed that out earlier. Like, that was literally staring you right in the face. Like, it just, honestly, I love the show, but sometimes the judges ignoring the obvious clues is just so irritating for me. It really is. But honestly, I really enjoyed Alexi doing the show, and I thought I think, and also he looks so different compared to what he used to look like back in his soccer days when he played for the World Cup. He has aged tremendously, and still he looks great for his age, I have to say. And I thought he sang. He's got a great voice. He's really got a good voice. I loved all the performances he did this series, and I just overall, I just really, again, it's just a bias thing here, but I just love seeing the sports stars on the show. I think they always impress me, and he did that as justice as well. So, Alexi Lalas, thank you so much for doing the Masked Singer, my friend. You were fantastic, and I loved every single performance you did. Next up, we had my favourites of the whole season so far, and that was Pugcasso, who did Dreams by the Cranberries, a great song, which I haven't heard in years, by the way. And once again, he absolutely knocked out of the park. Like, he literally has one of my favorite ever voices to ever be on the show. Like, he is just so good, and just like, he could literally sing the phone book and make anyone cry. Like, that's how beautiful his voice is. Like, and again, I think I would like to see him maybe do an up-tempo song in the semi-finals, because he's done quite ballady songs. So it'd be nice to hear him do maybe a bit of an up-tempo one, but still, I thought he performed this song amazingly. Again, just hearing him sing always gives me goosebumps, and he's just got the most amazing voice as well. I just think he's amazing. And so I'm sticking with my guess I've been saying for the past few weeks, and I'm still confident it's Philip Phillips. And we'll go through his colossal clue now. So and that was, we had the Men in Black basically coming out with a torch and a medal around his neck, and gave me two connections here. So the gold medal, the medal with the gold medal around his neck, the Men in Black, that's got to be a nod to him winning another odd to him winning American Idol. And the torch, as if you guys know, in the Olympics, you see the big torches they come out with, and his song Home was played during the 2012 Olympics that year. So I think now, piecing the clues together, it's gotta be Philip. It has to be him. And I've said this many times before for the past few weeks, but I want him to win so badly. Like, I know he won American Idol, but I just think he's just so good. He really is just he's absolutely out of this world, and I want him to win so badly. And I think he's one. Honestly, I'm not even being biased when I say this, but I honestly think he is one of the best singers to ever grace the show. I've probably said that many times over the years, but he truly is up there as one of the best we've ever had. Like, he's just unbelievable and just incredible. And I want him to win so badly, and I'm really hoping for him that he wins, because he's just incredible. And finally, we had the best performance of the night here, and that was Crane, who did Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan. And I thought, honestly, like this was just. I know we've been saying that she's been a real contender throughout the whole competition, and she truly has. But this performance right here has just solidified that in so many ways. Just she was absolutely unbelievable. Like the rendition of the song was incredible, and just the way the arrangement, the whole production value for this. Like she made this song her own, which is just incredible, and she just knocked it out with flying colors. It was just incredible. And I'm sticking with my guess I've been saying since day one of her debut, and now I'm 100% certain it's Normani from Fifth Harmony. And can I just say before that, when Rita said her name, Jenny was acting so smug, because she literally said, "Oh, by the way, I've actually had her written down for the past few weeks." I'm like, well, why did you mention it then? And then Rita was like, "Oh, it took me this long to realize." And then Jenny had a little smug comment. She's like, "Oh, that's okay," because I knew it was her before all of you. Like, I'm sorry, Jenny, stop being so smug, will you? Like, I know you're like you're the queen of the guesses, but stop. You can't be acting smug like that. Like, I'm just saying, just you can't be acting that smug, even though you keep guessing. Your guesses keep doing well. Like, come on, you keep it together, Rhea. So her colossal clue here was a football player or someone dressed in an NFL costume and kneeling down with a ring. And now I mentioned that Normani did something for the NFL, but I think I actually had the wrong connection. And this actually kind of backs up a little bit because she is actually engaged to NFL player DK Metcalf, if I'm pronouncing his surname correct. So both of them are engaged to each other, which I think is awesome. And again, I think it's like the voice alone. Anyone who's listened to Fifth Harmony over the years, you'll know Normani's got a very recognizable tone to her voice, and it's 100% her. It's so her, and I think it would be amazing if we were to have the first wild card to ever win, because the only wild card we've had made to the final have been which wild cards have been to the final? No, Macy Gray, I think, was the first one. Yeah, Macy Gray was the first one. Did we have anyone else? No, I think Macy Gray was the only wild card to have ever made the final this year, which I still don't think should have happened. Like, it should have absolutely been Tiki that year. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that he went home that episode. But still, but again, I would honestly, to have a wild card potentially win the show this year would just be incredible, and I would love that. I would love for that to happen. It would just be brilliant. But this performance has just solidified what I believe, that she's the real front runner to go all the way, and she just showed that once again. It was just absolutely amazing. So there you have it. That is my review for the Masked Singer Season 14 Care Bears night. Next week it is Star Trek night, which I am super duper excited for. We're going to be seeing Galaxy Girl, 14 Karat Carrots, Stingray, and Cat Witch, aka Kylie Cantrell, all be competing for the semi-finals, and 2 people are going home next week, which, to be honest, I don't think that really makes sense. Like, I don't know why they're doing 2 eliminations next week. Like, they didn't do it for this one, so why are they doing 2 eliminations this time around? Like, it doesn't make much sense. Like, I really don't get it. Like, we could have had a merge episode where we'd potentially have Stingray there. Like, and he deserves to be at least a semi-finalist. Like, he's just amazing. So I don't know why they're doing that, but it is what it is. Who do you think is going home next week? For me, I think it's pretty obvious, at least one of them, and that is 14 Karat Carrot, because while I think for me, he is one of the most underrated contestants this season, and I think, I think he's got a good voice. Definitely my favorite type of voice in the competition this year, but the second, like, in my head, I want to say Galaxy Girl, but I know it's not going to happen because they're pushing Galaxy Girl, like, to potentially go all the way, which, but I have a feeling it's going to be Stingray who's going home. So I have a feeling those are going to be the 2 going home next week. But I hope to be wrong in a way, but it probably won't be that way. But anyways, let me know your thoughts, what you thought of Care Bear Night down below. And once again, thank you so much for listening to this episode if you enjoyed it. And just please remember to follow my podcast and download the episode if you're listening on Spotify. But once again, thank you so much for listening to my Masked Singer Season 14 Care Bears night. And of course, I'll see you guys next time.